Hi guys, time no see. I wanted to make this video after a really long time of not making videos because I felt bad about leaving this account to kind of rot, and especially my Instagram account, considering I haven't posted there I think since January, and I had a lot of doubts about making this video and returning to this account, but I felt like I owed it to myself to make this video and to continue this account. Um, while I will not be returning to my Instagram account, I do hope to continue posting on this account, but it might look a lot different than what you guys are used to. So, this is going to be an unscripted video, so bear with me, but basically, the reason why I went totally AWOL is because I had a lot on my plate this last semester. I had to finish my 100-page thesis, my undergraduate thesis, and then, of course, graduate college. I went through a pretty bad breakup, um, which kind of destroyed my mental health for a little bit, but then, I got back because, we stay winning. And I had to deal with like a lot of like little friend group drama, which somehow always happens to me, especially in college. I just had a lot of like really weird friend interactions where it was like, guys, like we're not in middle school anymore, but whatever. Um, so I spent a few months, really not doing much art at all. I was taking a painting course um, on contemporary themes in painting. And so I picked up oil painting as a hobby, I guess, if you can call it that, which you can see me doing now. And I'd like to make a video later on what I painted this semester. But aside from that, I wasn't doing much art. I was mostly writing or being in agony. Um, and, trying to finish 4 years pretty strong. Though this isn't to say I, didn't have, some fun. I made some other friends, I'm in a new relationship now, which is, very great. And I overall have been in a better place, I would say. Um, I feel like the main thing the main problem with this account, especially my Instagram account, and how I viewed my art was that I wasn't doing any of my art for me. I was doing art based off of engagement, especially on Instagram. I really was never happy unless I could get engagement on a post. I would, be very upset with myself if I didn't get a lot of engagement on a post. If, one reel of mine got like a lot of views and then the next reel got no views or something stupid like that, I would be really upset. And even when, I got a lot of engagement, I still wouldn't be happy because there would be comments, that were kind of mean. And I'm someone where, like, if somebody compliments me, it's like, oh, okay, like, whatever, like, I know, like, whatever. But if somebody criticizes me, it can ruin my whole day. So, this was something I felt that was hard to deal with, and it could sort of derail um, what should really be, a journey for myself. Like, my art should be for myself, and it should be based off of me developing a style for myself and me developing, themes that I'd like to explore and things I'd like to draw. And um not, thinking like, okay, like I need to make a reel today. I need to make a reel every day so I can get engagement because I just want people to look at my art. And, and I still really want people to look at my art. I still really want that engagement, but I can understand that it's not healthy for me and it's especially not sustainable. I felt really burnt out, posting daily on Instagram and posting not frequently, but consistently, at least on my YouTube channel. And it got to the point where I just felt this sort of dread and this sort of obligation that was not healthy for me and that didn't make me very happy. And so when things got hard, in starting in January, really, I was just like, I can't even, I can't even log on. I can't do anything. And I'm too busy to draw anyways, so I can't handle the workload that I have set myself up for, because there's no way I can maintain posting daily when, my second chapter of my thesis is due in a week, and I have a 20-page paper to write, and I have to read all of James Joyce's Ulysses in a month. And also, like, I have to deal with my own personal problems. And so I just kind of abandoned that. As for Instagram, I just don't think it's sustainable for me to have, and I don't think it's good for me to have. Um, Especially because there's really no way I can post what I want to post and when I want to post and maintain engagement. Whereas for YouTube, I can take a more slow schedule and still see, some engagement, whatever, I'll take whatever. It really shouldn't be the be all end all. But Instagram really punishes you for not posting a lot, and I don't think I could handle that. But as for the future of this account, I do feel like I will be steering away from digital art. Not to say you won't see digital art on this channel anymore, but a lot of my video topics were focused on what I thought would do well in the algorithm, and really not like, some of them were like, sure, okay, I'll make a video on this, and others were like, well, I mean, I guess. And it was just like, well, maybe, I see other people doing this, why can't I do this too? And it wasn't, out of a natural creative process. And I felt very sort of burnt out and blocked and unhappy, and I just don't want to do that to myself anymore. As for the oil painting, um, what you see now, okay, this is not good, and I don't even know if I'll show you guys. This is just me putting down paint. This is supposed to be a self-portrait. This is just me putting down the first sort of thing of paint. In oil painting, I have a style where I do a lot of dry brushing. I don't really use any medium because I'm afraid, I read somewhere that it can spontaneously combust, and I'm really afraid of that happening. And also, this is like, this is a very embarrassing thing, but the child safety caps on these things, I mean, look it up. I might be too lazy to add this in editing, but like, you have to squeeze the cap and then twist it, and I am too physically weak to open it. So I have to ask somebody else to open it for me, and that's really just so much of a hassle that I never use medium. So I literally just put paint on the canvas, which I know is not what you're usually supposed to do, but I like it, and I haven't really been using water for this piece like I do with a lot of other pieces, just because I kind of wanted to experiment a little bit. And I'm really into the physicality of oil, especially as somebody who's coming from digital art. I'm really into the sort of the building up, you can see, of, obviously the layers, you can see building up those, but also the really beautiful sort of like physicality and structure you can see, like from the paint, like literally raising off the canvas, that I really like. And I really want to consistently oil paint. It sucks, it's hard because it takes 2 weeks to dry, but I really do like it. And I'm using a Zorn palette for this piece, which off the top of my head is yellow ochre, cadmium red, black, and white. So a very limited palette. I'm going to be using green for the eye color because I have green eyes, but I really like this palette. It's really nice for portraiture. It's really nice for everything. Very limited palette, but a lot of fun to work with. I worked with this on a live model painting that I did this semester, and it was nice. It was fun. So I want to be doing more oil painting for this account, and maybe even like I don't know, more just, I guess, just what I want to do. I don't really know what I want to do because I've been posting my art on the internet for um 8 years now. Since I was 14. I'm 22 now. Um and it's always been about, what can I get likes on? What people want me to see, do? What can I do that will make people like my art? Because I just want people to like my art, and that's all I care about. And it wasn't so much on like, okay, how do I develop? When I say style here, I don't really mean like an art style, because I have a developed art style, but I mean like more so, when you look at an artist's work, right, their portfolio, a lot of the times they have recurring themes, and they have the same sort of thing. They like to explore their art is coherent with itself. And I've never really felt like my art's been coherent with itself. There's never been a through line. And I was really jealous of the other students in my class that, they were art minors or majors, and their work had a consistent through line. It had similar themes that they were exploring. I also don't want to make it seem like I'm complaining about the attention in my art on Instagram, or that I'm complaining about the followers I had, because I really did, appreciate every nice comment and every like and every follow. I just felt that, it kind of went to my head. Not exactly. I don't really know how else to describe it. Like, it was like, you know, uh, a desire that started out pure, right? And then transfigured itself into something that was a little harmful to me, and it was never enough. So I would like to cultivate this following in a more healthy way, where I'm not chasing it, I'm letting it happen, and I'm not chasing numbers. I'm chasing, connections with people with my art, and making art slower. I feel like I treated my art like it was fast fashion. Like, it was like, okay, like I have to make this reel a day. I have to make a piece, every 2 days. I have to post. I have to do this. It's like, I know that people aren't really like, taking their time with my work, but it's like, how can they when I don't take my time with my work either? And I'm just kind of like focused on posting and maximizing the algorithm. So yeah, for my other future plans, I want to make I'm really into reading. I'm really into literature, so I want to make a. Well, this might sound silly, but I'm going to make a YouTube channel for literature, mainly focusing on Moby Dick, because I have a really, really big interest in that book, and I could talk about it for years and years. So yeah, I'll link that in the description, and I'll probably start making videos for that soon. And just focus on having fun. I don't know. Life should be fun, and especially things you make for the internet, they should be fun. And yeah, I'm sorry, I left for so long. I'm glad to be back. I hope you'll take me back, and I hope, you can, I guess, appreciate this journey I'm on. I don't know. I don't even know if this account will be very focused on like, like the art community on the internet, because I never liked the art community on the internet. I always thought it was super toxic. Like, I would watch YouTube videos about the art community on the internet and like drama, and I'd be like, this is crazy. And also, like, I feel way too old for this, because like everybody involved is like 15, so it's just like, ugh. So I don't know, maybe we'll see, like kind of videos like these, like talking over a speed paint, or exploring different art museums, or exploring things I want to do. I guess kind of more lifestyle. I don't know, but I'll I'll figure it out. And again, I hope you stick along for the ride. And yeah, um, again, this is just the first pass of this painting. I'll work on it more throughout the coming weeks, because yeah, oil paint. If you've never worked with oil paint, it takes like days and days to dry, depending on how thick of a layer you put down. The yellow underpainting for this took like 3 days to dry. And I'm also using a reused canvas. This is my this is like literally a canvas that like a child or something drew on and was donated, and I got it for free. and I'm just painting over it because canvases are really expensive. In my art class I stretched my own canvases, which is a cheaper way of getting canvases, sorry, but it's like really a hassle. I made my canvas for my final project, and it was the pieces almost as tall as me. I think off the top of my head it's 40 by 60 inches, and I had to use, like a nail gun and like a hammer and nails. Oh, it was such a hassle. So I'll take the free canvases. Thank you very much. And yeah, and I'll do a video showing the stuff I painted this semester because that stuff was definitely a lot better than this because my professor would like come along and be like, "So why are you doing that? Have you considered doing this instead?" And I'd be like, "Oh, yes, I will do that." So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, especially if you stuck around to the end. And yeah, and again, thank you. Hopefully you stick around. I don't blame you if you don't, because this channel will be looking very different. And I don't know. I just really feel like I want to show my art. I want to do my art, and I want to do it in a way that I determine, not something the algorithm determines. And yeah, I hope you guys have a nice day. I'm about to go watch the Argentina versus Switzerland game. So yeah, by the time you're watching this, it's been a few days since this voiceover probably. And yeah, I'm just, a lot of things have happened, a lot of things have changed, but I'm still here. So, and as long as I'm still here, I still want to create, and I still want to show you. So thank you again. I'll link other places you can find me in the description, and I'll see you soon.